Hit record. Hi, everyone. I am Dana Sacco with AI Writing, Easy as Fuck for Authors. Tonight, we are discussing email marketing. And I really think that this is one of those things that we don't like. Okay, we don't like to do. We really don't. There's a lot of people that will have dead email lists. There's a lot of people that won't clean their email list. There's a lot of people that leave their email lists for however long, and that includes me. Sometimes I'll just drop my email list. And that's what we work on. That's what we're going to talk about of how to start from zero, also how to revitalize one that might be a little bit dead, how to be continuous with it, how to continue building it, and how to provide something that's really, you want people to open it, right? Um, at least I do. I want them to open what the heck I just spent time paying attention to in writing. Um, And it's not necessarily always, hey, buy my book, but you always need to have a hey, buy my book in there or hey, read my book. Um, I think there's a couple authors that I've subscribed to their emails and they don't have a call to action for me to actually get their book. They just tell me about stuff, but there's no link in there to tell me to get their book. And we want to do this without being salesy. And because we're authors. We're not naturally salespeople. Um, I will be honest, I am a natural salesperson. I enjoy selling. The funniest thing is that right now up in South Carolina, we're going through all of our stuff and deciding what donate, what goes where, blah 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 blah. Well, my Girl Scout sash came up in this whole thing, and if you know anything about Girl Scouts, they sold cookies, um, and I have like 5 awards on there or whatever just for cookie sales. And so, of course, Joe's like, did you eat all the cookies? And of course, this was back in the time where you went door to door. You went in and you had to ask people to actually buy the cookies. And I was like, no, I didn't eat all the cookies. Mom didn't let us eat all the cookies. We each got one box and that was it. And, you know, it was just a big thing. So making it selling the cookies was just one little piece of it, but it was actually making people want to buy the cookies without making them feel bad about buying the cookies and not making them feel guilty because the little girl that is like 2.5 feet tall is asking them to buy cookies. Um, so that sort of feeling is what we all have. We don't want to do that. We don't want to be pushy. We don't want to be salesy. It can't always be buy my book. It can't always be here's my book, read it now, now. And if we send too many emails, I don't know about you, but I get a lot of emails per day. I get a lot. Um, so if I get a lot of emails per day, and with all the new filters and functions and everything else, if you send me an email every day, I'm probably unsubscribing from you. Why? Because I don't have time in my email box for that. Some people like to do that. I don't. I'm a maximum once a week person. Um, like I just set up the Substack thingy. It's once a week. It's free. Just whatever. It's that's just little bits and pieces. It's kind of like the little things that I do inside of school with the messages. I'm just transferring it over into a newsletter with other topics um, to introduce other people to the group. So that's what you're doing. You're introducing people to your books, to your worlds. um, as authors, we create worlds, plain and simple. It was, yeah, we create worlds. So what we're doing is we're inviting them in. We're inviting them to visit us. It's not come and read my book. It's come visit me. Come visit what I want to share with you. And once we get our head a little bit around that, that's when things start rolling a little bit better. And you have to get a feel and understand who you're writing to. Like, I'm not going to send Win, who writes paranormal rom-com, who writes cozy mysteries, who writes all these fun, goofy things just because I get some idea in my head that I want to write. I'm not going to send those people to the stuff that Soren is writing, and Soren's writing stuff that's like super duper dark male romance. They're not going to be interested, right? They're just not going to be interested in it, and vice versa. I mean, could you imagine if I talked to those people, Soren's people, um, like I do to Wynn's people? Yes, these are my pen names. These are some of my pen names. Soren writes dark male romance. Wynn writes happy stuff and weird stuff. Ideas that I get in my head at 1 o'clock in the morning. She writes those. So they're two totally opposite ends of the spectrum. So I can't sit there and I can't talk to them the same. So they're different voices, they're different things. My ones to Win are very happy. They're very happy. They have emojis. They're literally happy. Um, they are me talking because Win is more me, but Win is not necessarily the most marketable person. She doesn't make me as much money as Soren does. So Soren, though, they're dark male romance books. They are, I'm like, just read the fucking book. And literally that's what I'll tell them. And I'll call them cheap asses because it's a 99-cent book. Just buy the damn thing. Versus using KU. I'll do that sort of thing with them. And it's weird because they love it. To me, I feel like I'm kind of insulting to them, but I got irritated one day and I sent it, and like the best comments and everything from that email. And I never received like replies back from emails. I don't. I don't expect them or anything else. I don't get too many. But it's just funny. Is mail really in vogue right now? Yeah, kind of. I think that it is. I know a lot of women that read it. I know a lot of men that read it. It just is right there. So finding how to speak to them is going to be different for each one of our pen names. Each one of our voices is going to invite someone else into a different world. They're not always going to cross over. So you need to remember that as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll do the whole share screen thing here and let's figure out what I'm doing. This one is what I want to share. And let's do this as a present in this tab so that I can see everything. All right, you guys can, you just want to be insulted, Jason, and that really says a lot about you. I do love you. All right. So email marketing that runs while you sleep. That's kind of the idea. I mean, I don't know about you, but we have a lot going on. And but there's a difference. I don't know. Facebook was very nice to go down this week for a few hours just to make my point here. You do not own anything on Facebook. You do not own the contact information. You do not own your group, believe it or not. They can take it away from you for any which way, shape, or form. For example, I was in a challenge at one point, right? With another business. This is actually when I met Jill Cooper, if you know Jill. So I was in this group and we were in this challenge. And we were all being competitive, and it was a fun, competitive group. It was a 30-day challenge. And I mentioned the name of a book. I don't know. It had the word bitch in it in the title. And Get Rich Lucky Bitch or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I mentioned it. I got banned for 15 days. I could not do anything on Facebook for 15 days. It was the funniest thing ever. I could sit there, I could watch everything, I could do Facebook messaging, but I could not comment on anything. Now, one of the people was in Canada, and I said crazy Canadians, and Facebook called it hate speech. So again, I was banned. I mean, I was in Facebook jail for like, I don't know, over a month and a half. I ended up being in Facebook jail over time. And to the point that they got me a t shirt and everything that said that I was Facebook jail inmate. And it's a great conversation starter, but it really was just goofy things, right? So there was no way for me to communicate. Well, if I was running a business, which I was at the time, um, that relied on Facebook, again, I was at the time, I was screwed. But within that challenge, believe it or not, in 15 days, I still won the challenge because I still was able to book over X number of dollars or whatever. I ended up doing a lot of things that time. But anyway, but you don't own it. When you have an email list, you own it. It's yours. These people have willingly given you their email address and said, please contact me. And I want you to remember that because a lot of times we feel a little bit creepy because we have these email lists and we're like, I don't know. These people have willingly given it to you to say, please contact me. So the whole concept is automate as much as you possibly can. Why? Because we have other shit that we're doing in our lives. Win back the readers who have gone quiet. And if they aren't interested and they still are quiet, kick them out. I'm being quite honest with that. Kick them out. I do that every 3 months. I don't do it any faster than that. 3 months. Why? Because I know life happens. So 3 months is my limit. Then they get sent into this whole re-engagement doohickey, um, invites them into a different world and whatever, and it goes through. So you don't own your followers. The people that are following you on TikTok, the people that are following you on Facebook, you don't own them. Platforms can change the rules. This is also one of the interesting things about school. School changed the rules this past week, and you can tell who isn't really paying attention. They changed the rules a little bit, and I posted about that today with the Facebook ads that if you guys have seen them with school, they are actually considering themselves an affiliate of your group. And then they put the 30% that they've decided is their affiliate amount back into their advertising. If you turn it off, you lose the level of discoverability that you have built up. So like our group we're usually in the top 100. And if I turn it off, we will drop down to number 758. It was either 58 or 59. Not that it makes a difference. It was ridiculous. So I'm watching it. It is. It's very sneaky. There's a few of us that are not very happy with this because we're like, we didn't even get a whole 15 days to figure it up. And we're not happy about how they're doing this. So, but they can change. That's their business. They can change the rules and I can change my rules too. So, because unless you are a paid member, there is no way for me to know what your email address is. Plain and simple. And they don't give it to us anyway. This is where it gets really weird. We actually have to create items if you are in any type of thing, they have Chrome extensions, are these CRM systems, which is our client relationship manager systems that they push on people. And those actually are scraping the membership site, the membership list behind. And again, believe me, there's a lot of things that we're just like, huh? So, but we don't have the ability to necessarily change it. So the list that you own is something for you to go ahead and launch anything with. It's a place for you to celebrate. It's a place for you to share. It's a place for you to, again, you're inviting them further into your world. Now, the plan for today is do 4 moves, set it up once, and then they will work forever. So I set mine up 2 years ago. It is the exact same thing today. Yes, I changed my welcome sequence because I will focus on a different set of books, but the concept is the same. But today I'm going to discuss different types of platforms that are out there. We're going to talk about building a welcome sequence. We're going to talk about connecting book funnel, and we're going to talk about winning them back. We're going to picking a platform is the first step. A lot of you already have platforms. A lot of you will have a platform for a particular reason. A welcome sequence, this is 5 emails. I say 5, and there is a reason for 5. Book funnel is my favorite, and that's why I'm going to discuss book funnel. I know that there's other stuff out there. I find book funnel very forward thinking. Um, they seem to be doing very well with what they're doing. They also seem to be adding things. Plus, at the same time, I've gotten really, really good results from learning how to read their system. And then the other thing is wake up the quiet readers or let them go. So, first of all, we're going to pick your platform. Price is always a consideration, period. Plain and simple. We are all concerned about prices of everything, right? I mean, the fact that I had to pay $2.50 for a damn Coke today irritates the living daylights out of me. And it's my own freaking club that I know what their pricing is. But it was still $2.50. It irritates me. So lower cost matters, but we don't want to, there's certain things that we really, really want. Like a lot of people are going with Substack, except for Substack does not automate you bringing in your people. It always has to be at this point, it still has to be manually brought in from the spreadsheet that BookFunnel gives you and import them. And it's kind of manual, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Um, so I don't always do it. Yes, and some of them will change some of the ones, like, they'll change the rules on you. They'll do this, they'll do that. Mailchimp actually was one of my favorites at the very beginning. I used them for so many email lists, and then they went to this pricing that's absolutely crazy. I understand why they did it, but then it pushed a lot of us out of it. So the whole concept is you really want something to be able to sequence, you want something to be able to automate. Um, and I think that those things, there are other things that I personally look for um, to help keep some of the costs down. And I'll discuss that in a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of things that they can do. Okay. So cheap to start. MailerLite is seriously my top pick. Love it or hate it, it's still my top pick. I currently have over 10,000 people on my email list between all of the ones that I have. I went and counted when I remembered how to log in. Um, their free plan is okay. They do have an automation on free. Um, It connects now to Claude. It's not the best connection, but it is good. They're working on it. But the automations are coming in as well. What I do, yeah, so I have one account that actually has, yes, it connects directly into Claude. So, why they didn't put that there, I don't know. You figure with Claude helping me write this stuff, it would throw himself in there all the time, but he didn't. Um, But yes, it has a connector within Claude built in already. But there's other things that you can do to connect some of these, so it's a plus and minus. Um, MailerLite will let you do one list with Claude. So I have one connection with Claude, but I've got 2 different accounts. No, 3. I'm sorry. There's 3 different accounts that I have with Claude, and I switch between all 3. So it connects with it's got a connector built into it. Um, but MailerLite, I have one email list that's with my umbrella. Or, I'm calling them it's a rookery to me with the birds. Notice penguins. Um, which is my publishing house, which uses tags and segments to separate each of the pen names, but they all come from one email. So that's a way that I keep it a little bit cheaper. Kit used to be ConvertKit. Now, I was very surprised that they did this, actually. ConvertKit was huge. I did a huge amount with ConvertKit for many years. Please understand, my background is in email automations and automation systems for businesses and accountants, um, and other large businesses. And so this was one of my specialties. And ConvertKit used to be the most biggest pain in the ass. Now, I did not go take a look at it, but it does seem to be doing much better, and it did adapt big time for them to even do this. Now, their free plan does have 10,000 subscribers, one automation. If you pay, you do get unlimited automations, which starts at $33 a month. That's the annual pricing. So you can kind of see the differences in the pricing here. I don't know all their tagging and everything, but I'm pretty sure knowing ConvertKit, they would have it. Email Octopus, I tried it. I was not happy with segmentation. So what I mean by segmentation is that if I have someone come in and they get from Win, okay? We'll discuss Win here because Win writes in multiple genres. They're all happy. They're all happy. They're all whatever. But she writes in, her basics are cozy mysteries, rom coms, and cozy fantasies. If someone comes in on a cozy mystery from one of my cozy mystery lead magnets, reader magnets, they get tagged as a cozy mystery person. So I know later on where they came from. Same thing if they come in on a rom-com. I mix rom-com, paranormal, and regular. They don't seem to care. But at least I know they came in on a rom-com. So I know what they're looking at. And I can also take that to figure out marketing for what do my people want. They love my one-off rom-coms. I don't know. They're a pain in the ass because I have to always come up with something new, but they like them. So, Email Octopus didn't give me that sort of an option to tag everything. Brevo, big list, you can have unlimited thing. It's a pay by selling. I don't want anyone really on this one, but I had to bring it in because it is pay per use. Okay. Then Flowdesk, if you like pretty, you do pay from day one. They do have a trial plan, whatever. They do have automations. It's from $20 a month annual. They came in big probably about 3 or 4 years ago with I think that they started out with a lifetime plan, and I'm not big on any company that does a lifetime plan on a piece of software. As many as I have bought, it still worries me because I'm always afraid I'm going to commit to something, put a lot of time into it, and then it's just gonna go away. So there is that. Here's my picks by situation. MailerLite, honestly, duh. Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing, Renee. A lot of people are like that. A lot of people are like that. Kit, if you have a really big list and you only want one free automation, largest free cat. Flowdesk, again, it's prettiest templates if polish matters more than a free tier. And Brevo, if you've just got a really, really large list and you only send out every so often. Now, a couple of the other things that are nice, from BookFunnel, it connects to MailerLite. I don't know if it connects to Kit. I would have to double check on that one, but I do know it connects to Email Octopus as well. so that when someone grabs one of my books, it automatically puts them into my list and starts them on the welcome sequence because I don't want to do it. The must have, whichever one you choose, it needs some sort of automation sequence. So the welcome sequence runs itself, plain and simple. That's the biggest thing that you really want. Why? Because it lets them know that you're talking to them. So new subscribers are hottest on the day that they sign up. This is where you make the relationship. This is not just a thanks for getting my book. Have a nice day. I mean, seriously, that's like as little energy as you could possibly think of. I want you to think about something. If you write a book and that person likes the book, they'll go and read your next one, and your next one, and your next one. Like I said, I have close to, between all my pen names, there's around 10,000 people. Win has about 4,000, and Soren takes up the other two. The other ones are spread out. So these are people you want to, they wanted your book in the first place. Please say hello to them in a nice way, in the voice that they're expecting, because that's what they want. They want to be welcomed. And it will make them feel better. And also, it makes a connection. Again, this is about connecting. So the welcome sequence does the work and it's working 24 hours a day. I don't know if you all know this, but around the world, I know this might shock some of you, we have different time zones. I know, just take a deep breath. Not everyone, I keep being told, works or lives in an Eastern time zone. I don't know. We have enough people here. I just don't know why you all can't have my time zone. Um, but so if someone across the world, let's say, I don't know, buddy, what time is it there? You're the only one I know right off the bat. Yeah, okay. So right now, buddy is about 11 hours ahead of us. Yeah, you're 11 hours ahead of me right now. And you don't have daylight savings. So that's the thing, right? Buddy's coming in here. I'm ready to go to bed, and Buddy's getting up and having coffee, and it's Sunday morning. So, do you see how this works? So, if someone picks up your book at midnight, your time, maybe you're asleep, maybe you're not, I don't know. I'm asleep at midnight. And, but this is still welcoming them. You're spreading them out every 1 to 2 days, and you're sending five. Now, you're like, Dana, what the hell do I send in 5 emails? We're going to talk about that in a minute. I think. I hope so. Yeah. Okay. So, um, guys, these don't have to sound professional. If you guys pay attention, so when you guys see my posts and all of this stuff, they are my random thoughts that I come up with. And with my random thoughts, I ask Claude to make them technically readable for people because my random thoughts are truly random. I will have one thought over here and one thought over here, smush it together, but whatever. So those type of things you really want, keep it in your voice. Don't just send generic things. Get excited over these people and make them feel special. One of the things I am going to say, I don't know if I addressed it in this thing because I've redone this dang slideshow like 16 million times. It feels like I actually just finished it again like 20 minutes before this started. One of the things I want you all to think about is please don't send HTML emails. I know they're pretty. I'm sorry. They are pretty. But I'm going to tell you what the problem is. Problem is that if your email has like a pretty background and all of that stuff, you're most likely sending, and it looks like a web page, it is an HTML email. And the reason why you don't want to do that is because you do not know who you're sending to. One of the people that I sent an email to, yeah, no color in the background. You're sending a basic text to email. Emojis are fine, pictures are fine. Make sure that they're not huge. But one of the people in my email list, and Wynn's email list, she follows me continuously. She lives in another country. Um, and her internet is so poor. She can't get an HTML email. If it looks like a website, she can't read it. She actually has to go into work to read websites and stuff like that. And she also listens to my YouTube in the background. And so this is how I found this out. She found me through BookFunnel. She was thrilled that when I sent her an email and I kept doing it, that they were in a text format so that she could see everything because she didn't have fast internet. So quite a few of us are very lucky to have very, I mean, even between jumping from Florida to South Carolina, my South Carolina internet is like twice as fast as here, and it's just like, whoa. But when I lived on the farm, I think we had like 2 megabytes per second. And I was lucky. I had 5 kids, and everyone was doing something at some point on the computer, right? Because that's just the world that we were in. But we were in a rural area that didn't have internet. So we actually had like satellite internet, and it was very, very slow. So we didn't have fast internet. So us doing website stuff really did not work. We also lived in an RV for months, and I had wireless internet things. I actually set up like a couple different ones. I had redundancies between Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile to run our internet inside of our RV. Was it fast internet? No. We could do 2 TVs if we were lucky, and in a decent area, but otherwise we couldn't do that sort of thing. So that's why I tell people, pay attention that not everyone has as fast of internet as we think. We get irritated because the TV pauses for a second or the web page doesn't come up for a second, but not everyone gets that luxury. So the welcome sequence that you want to do, get excited over them. Hand over the freebie. If it's already done by BookFunnel, I say, hey, I hope you got it. Please let me know if you didn't. And they do. They'll let me know if they had a problem with the download. Let them know what you're going to do. Hey, over the next few days, I'm going to be sending you X number of emails. It's going to be a total of 5. Don't worry, that's it. Then it's usually 1 or 2 a month. I tell them that up front. And I do this in a very conversational tone. I'm talking directly to them. If it has the ability to personalize the email, then do it. Because if it has the ability to put their name into it, it just makes them feel a little bit better. And it doesn't make a difference that we all know that that it did that, but not everyone understands computers, and so it's just a little personal touch. Your story is usually what I do for day 2. I usually tell them a little bit about myself. Um, as a pen name, I make shit up, wrapped in truth. Why am I writing this? I don't tell them it's a pen name. The people address me as Wynn a lot, and no one knows who Soren is. No one knows Soren is a female, so I leave that one alone. Um, but I build a personal connection with them. Tell them a little bit about myself. I do tell them I'm in Florida, I'm in South Carolina, I have a dog, blah, 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 blah. And, it lets them know. Do I use Google Workspace to maintain all my pen name email addresses? Not necessarily. So if they have a website, I do. Well, okay, Soren has a website. Soren has inside the website has email addresses and it forwards to a Google Workspace one. Wynn has a true Google Workspace one. She's too busy for me to do all that stuff and worry about it. But I have one that is like as I'm going to be calling it, the Rookery. The people in the lab know what that is. Um, it, which is my publishing thing, and it does have that. So I'll do that I have a generic one for that where like blah, 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 it's Soren whatever.com, it goes directly to that, it forwards to that one so that I can take care of it if something happens. It's usually just them telling me that I'm awesome. Those are weird people. Wynn has her own Google Workspace because it was easier for me. Plus, I put a lot of her stuff on her Google Workspace drive. So then I tell them, and this can come from some of my automations, and this is why I don't show my automations, is because some of them can get complicated. So in mine, if they got a cozy fantasy, they are tiered off into the cozy fantasy start here. If they got a rom-com, this is where you should start. If you got a cozy mystery, this is where you should start. So I tell them a little bit about the books. Which ones I think that they would like based on what they got. Now, if they got a prequel to a cozy mystery, I do this a lot. They'll say, I'll go down here and on day 4 or whatever, I'm going to say, hey, this is book 1. I really think if you liked this one, you'll like this. Blah, 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 blah. I have one cozy mystery series. I really didn't feel like writing a prequel for. It does very, very well, apparently in all languages, I was just told. And I actually put book 1, the complete 50,000 word book, as the freebie. And the entire email list went nuts. So it was like my highest open rate of like 85%. Connect, ask a question. Sometimes I like this, sometimes I don't, but I do. I'll ask them a question. What's your favorite type of book? What are your favorite tropes? Do not expect them to understand what the word trope means. I will ask them what their favorite things are, and I will describe what I'm talking about. They do not understand seriously, a lot of readers don't know what RH means, that it means reverse harem. They do not know what trope means. It was so funny because trope was on Wordle 3 years ago. I want to say 3 years ago. And the only reason why I say 3 years ago is because it was before I was writing and before I was doing this. I said, who uses this word? And Jill and Mal went all off on me. And it was just like, okay, fine. You all use the word every day, whatever. Well, now I use the word every day and I can totally see what it's happening. So I won't remind them of that. Yeah, it actually is Robin Hood. I just made up the reverse harem thing. Then I tell them what's next. I tell them, hey, I don't have an ARC team. I don't do an ARC team. I had bad luck with ARC teams. They just didn't do what they were supposed to do and just got the free book, whatever, even with guidelines in there. But I let them know, hey, blah, blah, blah. I send out 1 to 2 emails a month. I did send one out when I first started. I would send one out every week, and that got really annoying to me. So I stopped. But now I send out about 2 a month, 1 to 2 a month for the 2 major ones that I like to work with. I will throw out there that if I have a new release, I will do that as well, especially, like Soren's going to get a new release this coming week. And so I will send them out an email because it's in the Hell's Reckoning and they like Hell's Reckoning, so whatever. But I'll let them know that, hey, it's out. go buy the damn thing. So the next thing is to connect BookFunnel. Okay. Um, if you can make BookFunnel and your list talk to each other, it makes it so much easier, which is why figuring out which ones like MailerLite, I do know connects and it will connect to multiple lists. So you can say this person, like if they get this book, they go to this list, which again helps segment, which I know most of you write in different genres, so it's helpful. So when a reader downloads an email thing, they go to BookFunnel. Yay, got a BookFunnel thing. Okay. They get their free book. The email goes into that. The welcome sequence fires. They're now in your list. You're good. BookFunnel connects. Oh, this is so nice of it. I didn't know it did put this in there. Seriously, sometimes I really don't pay attention to what I do. Okay, Active Campaign. That's too expensive. Klaviyo, I think, is way too expensive, and I'm certified in both of those, and I still won't use them. Author email, I don't need. Mailchimp again, too expensive. I'm certified in that one. Oops, two. Aweber is so dang old. I think it's as old as I am. Brevo, MailerLite is the one. Kit is over here. It does connect to Flowdesk. It does connect to Email Octopus. I'm in a war with Zapier right now, so don't touch it. Seriously, they won't refund me money even though their Zap doesn't work. And so now I have to fight that some other way. Constant Contact, that's a good one. So there's all of these things around here that can work. It just depends on what you want to use it for. Yes, I have. I'm actually certified with System EIO. Or yeah, I always want to sing EIEIO when that one comes up. But yes, I'm certified with them. Actually, my whale reader used to be over there. I think it still is, but that's where the original classes are. The original classes used to be over there before I moved everything over into school for all the classes. Auto integration, though, requires the higher plan. I like it. I think it's a very good program. It depends on what you're doing with it. I don't know how they're doing stuff with like delivering books, how that would go if you're going to do direct. I had no problems with them though, at all. I was subscribed to them for years. So I liked them. I still have my free account over there, but I was with them at the very beginning, and I think I have a pretty piece of paper somewhere. So first time author, it's $30 a year. There's no auto integration. The $100 a year, it's $9 a month, but it's totally worth it. Okay. On the $30 plan, you can still use BookFunnel, but you have to add your readers manually. So there's no way that I have found that you can have it pull your readers so that you can connect them or pull them automatically with any type of Claude MCP or anything like that. I have not found one yet. If they do build one, I will definitely let everyone know. If you have multiple lists and a lot of emails, the 250 a year is a wonderful plan. That is what I'm on. I think I have 10 different pen names on there. Do they all write at the moment? No, but I was over the 3 I think that you can do on here. I think you can have 3 different names. Not 100% sure, but I think it's 3. So this is what I tell everyone to get. Spend the $100 a year. It is so worth it because it auto connects, does your welcome email sequence, blah, 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 blah. If you're using BookFunnel to distribute your books, you want this. You want the bestseller, the $250 a year. they actually deliver books from Soren's website directly. So like when someone buys a book on my website, boom, BookFunnel does it. BookFunnel sends it to them. It's a wonderful integration. So, and they actually just did this whole thing about linking up with WooCommerce, blah, 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 blah. And I use WooCommerce for everything just because it starts out inexpensive and then you can build up what you actually need. So, joining a group promo, this is what I do all the time. It was asked, I believe, by Renee. That what do mine look like? This is actually the bottom of my maze emails. Every email I sent out had this at the bottom of it. That's all I do. I have my email up at the top, and those are at the bottom. And sometimes I've had a lot more than this. Sometimes I'll especially during the holiday season, because I'm thinking that people will want a lot more books. I'll list a whole bunch because I like more books during the holiday season, because I need to escape from the holidays itself. But I rotate them every time that I switch. So this is exactly what it looks like. It's in a little box at the bottom of every email that goes out. So and chat makes this for me every month. What I do is I give the links to chat. It comes up with the title of it, and I make sure that the title matches, and I go from there. I think a good number per month, if you really want fast growth, if you can find between 3 to 5 promos, you're good. You don't want ones with huge amounts. You don't want ones with little amount. Well, little amounts are good, but you want them to have a decent grouping. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want only 10 other authors. That's a waste of my time. Um, I want a group that's going to be 40 books, 30 to 40 books, approximately. And please, 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 please check to make sure that it says that AI is okay. Someone actually just shared one and they were really excited. I said they don't want an AI cover. AI books are fine, but AI covers, no. Don't ask me. It made no sense to me. And we kind of went on with the person, but whatever. Because the person is supposedly pro AI, but they don't want an AI cover. I would have clarified that as I don't want a crappy AI cover. So I have not run any of my own promos yet. I am probably going to run one as soon as I find an extra 5, 20, 30 minutes. I am probably going to run one, and it will probably be exclusive to our group in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, it's not very difficult to do. It's more the fact that I just haven't had time to figure out what I feel like doing with it. And one of the things that I do as an extra thing is I take all of these links. I ask chat to create a bunch of social media posts for it. Both, well, for whatever social media posts I'm going to be putting it on, which would be Facebook, Twitter, Threads, whatever else I go on to, Blue Sky. And then I'll have them do stuff for me to put into Metricool. And I have those run so that I get more clicks. That way, if my email list is being really stupid and dead, I still get clicks. Especially oddly on Twitter. I don't know. I haven't been on Twitter in 2 years. And that's where I get a lot of people will click from there. But it's very helpful to get those clicks so that you don't feel bad about not having enough people. I did that when I had 0 people in my email list. And by the end of my first run, I had close to 1,000 my first month just by doing social media with it. So, quiet. Dead people, dead people, quiet dead weight is dead people. If they're dead, they're not opening your emails. Um, but no, if people aren't opening your emails, re-engage them. You send them off. Like what happens in MailerLite, if people haven't clicked on anything, if they haven't opened or clicked on it within 90 days, I send them on a re-engagement sequence that says, hey, I get 50 million emails. Totally understand. I want to make sure that I'm still sending you an email that you want. And if they don't open those, it's a 3 email sequence. If they don't open those, I do remove them because I don't want to send to people that aren't opening my emails. And since it costs money, the more that's why Wins is only around 3,000. It was up to 6. Yeah. No, it was up to 5. And I was about to have to pay more. I had I had like 3 weeks to figure out if I was going to pay the next level up. So what I did was I sent out emails because for some strange odd reason, the email marketer in me did not do this. But anyway, I sent out the emails to everyone that had not touched an email. They hadn't opened one or clicked on anything within 60 to 90 days. And I reinvited them back in. My first email would be something of like, hey, I get it. I noticed that you haven't been opening my emails. Life happens, blah, 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 blah. Are you still interested? That's it. Second email, hey, I have this reader magnet that I think you might enjoy. And it takes them to click on a free link to download another free book. They don't click on another free book, I guarantee you they are not interested. But I still send one more email that just is a repeat of the first one that just says, this is my last email to you. I've enjoyed talking to you over X number of months or whatever, but I understand that life gets in the way. And I share with them my website address if they would like to come back into the email list to see what else I have. And then I am done. If they haven't opened or clicked on anything in those 3 emails and it goes out over 1 week, they are gone. I saw, I got to yell at Jill because she says she keeps them there forever, but I'm not gonna pay for people that really aren't opening up my emails. I'm sorry. If you aren't clicking on something inside my email, then I'm sorry, you know? And I don't share everything on a preview screen. I know that because you have to scroll down to see, um, you always have to scroll down to see like my new books and stuff like that. It's always like I have the banner at the top. I have my what's happening type thing. Hey, whatever. And this is what I've got going on. And then it's got, hey, there's a new book down here, and you might like this one. And it's got the little picture of the cover. And then below that, it will have my YouTube channel and what's come out on that recently. And then at the bottom, you guys just saw it. It's going to be that thing there of whatever's going on for free books. That's it. So here it is. Still want to hear from me? Here's what you missed. Best book reader favorite. Give them a reason to click it. Last chance, stay or go. And see you later. It's very simple. And this just has it over a couple days. I don't do author swaps. If I don't know you and I do not know your books, I am not going to swap with you. Plain and simple. I've discussed that before. Yes, MailerLite does automate that. It will automate removing them. They have this like whole big thing. Like, do you want to clean your email list? You can hit a button and it will start building this for you. It's very nice. After the sequence, let the silent ones go. It's really okay. It feels, when I lowered mine from close to 5,000 down to just over 3,000, it freaked me out. Now that went over a month or so, but the higher percentage of your opens, and my opens are 40 to 60%, okay? Miller Lite, I will never advertise, no. Miller Lite is gross. It's not even a real beer, just saying. Um, but it's gonna scare you. It's gonna feel ick. It's gonna feel, "Oh my god, I failed." You didn't fail. Most likely, they're freebie seekers, okay? That's all they are. Um, BookFunnel has an option that if they have subscribed to your list and they are no longer in, or they have subscribed before or whatever, they can't get another free book from you, and sometimes I'm very bitchy, and I do that a lot. Um, but I give all my readers a reason to open my emails. I give out free books, um, just for my readers. Like, I'll say, "The first 100 of you get this free book," and they freak over that. That's like everyone's opening. I'm like, I have 100 of these books before I release it on Amazon. You guys want it? Grab it. You got a week. It's, yeah, it helps. Um, this type of stuff helps a lot. They're just little things. You know, what are you going to open for? Why would you open up an email? Think about it. Why are you going to open up an email? Number one, there's a sale. I mean, okay, so yesterday I washed my rugs in my washing machine. I know that does not sound as exciting as it actually is, okay? But Ruggable Rugs, that's my plug for them. But it's a huge freaking, it's like a 6 by 9 foot rug, went into my washing machine and looks absolutely beautiful. Why? Because Devil Cat decided to puke on it right before I got up in the morning. And waking up at 4:30 in the morning is not cool, waking up to puke on my carpet. So I'm like, fine, let's try this out. Because the whole thing Ruggable does is the fact that they say that you can wash your rug, right? Yes. So I washed that one. I washed the one in the kitchen. This was amazing. Well, they sent me a coupon for 30 to 40% off constantly. Well, guess who's shopping for a new rug? I don't know where I need a new rug, but I'm looking at the damn rugs. Why? Because it's a sale. It's no different than us looking on Amazon for 50 million things. Who else puts like 50 things in their cart just to say I shopped for them? No one? Well, I do this constantly. I'll tell you something funny. So I used to do that. It was just something that I would do. I would throw things in the cart and then I would sit on it. Yeah, you all do this, okay? But I sit on the stuff in the cart thinking, do I really want it before I do it? Well, Joe and I share the same Amazon account, duh. And he would buy it. Then I would get yelled at for ordering this stuff. I'm like, dude, you're the one who hit buy. I didn't. This is not this. So why did we shop for it? Because it was put in front of our face at some pain. Yeah. Excellent. I have a house that needs power washing, Jason. So if you'd like to come and power wash my house, we can talk about it. But seriously, this is what we do. It's a coupon. It's a freebie. It's a whatever. It doesn't have to be every single time, but because people will see this sort of thing, and no, Jason, I'm not at the villages, so don't mention it. Though I will talk to Joe. But that's the sort of thing, right? What's going to make them click? So because I offer these at random times, there's no plan of action of me offering these things. But I love to just send them out as thank yous to people. Like, I will probably send out book one of the new series. If you guys saw the covers that I did, I will probably send that out to my group. Why will I send it out to my to 3,000 people? I will do it before I release it on Amazon. And I'll put the pre-order up on Amazon. It'll be available at thing, but I'm going to send it to, and I'm going to have 100 copies available to my people. Why? Because I haven't talked to them recently, and they haven't left me. They still open what I do, and I haven't done it. So that sort of thing. What group? What group should we join? Are we all going to the villages? So that's what you want to do. Yes, we'll have our own little community inside the villages. Oh, my email list. No, do not join my email list for when. No, unless you really want to, but you don't. No. Um, yes, it's in Florida. Villages are in Florida. It's actually, yeah. It's about 4 hours from where I am. So that's the whole thing. Um, oh, by the way, it says down here, this answers it. See, I put these notes in like my thing and then I tell it to make the whole thing and I can't remember what the hell my notes said. Miller Lite Kit and Brevo can all auto trigger this and a no opens in 90-day sequence. It can do it all. So this is the sort of thing that we really want to work with. Um, I don't want to pay for people that aren't paying me in some sort of way, shape, or form. And some of that way, shape, or form could just be opening up my damn email. Thank you very much, because I spent the time to do it. But I also understand that not everyone, I mean, this morning I had 650 emails in since I went to bed last night. That doesn't even include all the ones that go into promotion and go into whatever. I don't even know what they are. Updates, promotion. I don't pay attention to them all. So, but it gets us the real readers, it gets us the higher percentage of opens, it gets us everything like that. So, this is how it all works. Reader clicks your link, gets the book. They get it from BookFunnel or however. All it has to do with your subject line, believe it or not. Your subject line is what will make it go into promos or wherever. That's where it's filtering it from. The word free is bad. Never put the word free in your emails. It will take that, and it's so funny. So all these anti-AI people have not realized that AI has been running their systems from behind the scenes for years, just by even just filtering their emails into different locations. Plain and simple. But yes, it all has to do with your subject line. So there are trigger words that will put it right into promo. So BookFunnel download, auto added to your email list, regular newsletter, blah, blah, blah. Engaged in 90 days, yes, they stay a happy reader. You stay a happy writer. No, they go away. Re-engagement sequence, bye-bye. If they click here, they go right back into this group here. They don't get started back on a welcome email list, by the way. Someone thought that that's what would happen. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. But once it's all set up, you're done. I update my emails. Okay. My welcome sequence is by season. We're in summer. I want people thinking about what are they reading at the beach? What are they reading at the pool? What are they doing at, that sort of thing. That's what I want them to be reading. And that's what I send them. As soon as fall hits, what are we thinking of? I don't like pumpkin spice lattes, but that's what people are thinking of. They're thinking of autumn. They're thinking of that sort of thing, even in Florida. Okay. It might be 90 degrees outside in September, October, but we're still thinking fall leaves, fall colors, things like that. So I move into that. You go into winter, and you're also prepping them, by the way, in the fall. There's no reason to not to start doing your whole holiday books. If you have holiday seasonal books, do those. Those also work, excuse me, in the summertime for like July, Christmas in July type thing. It's a wonderful promotion to do. And people like it. So they move into the Christmas season. Then you move into the real winter season. So honestly, people are getting snowed in, so they will want to read. Um, it's just a cycle. So this is what I do. I change my welcome sequence every season. That way, I'm not doing it every month. Why? Because I'm already sending one or two emails out every month, and if we have multiple pen names, that's more. Then if I was updating the welcome sequence all the time, the only thing I'm doing is at the bottom, it's got that block. Well, that block is a piece that is updated inside of MailerLite, and it will automatically update in my emails and my templates. I use templates inside of MailerLite. They are not the same thing as an HTML website type thing. What they are just, it has my banner at the top, so it's always consistent, and it has the thing at the bottom, so it's always, again, consistent. That's it. The middle piece, it's whatever I feel like at the moment. So 5-step, one afternoon, it can run for years, technically. Pick your provider, write your email sequence, get BookFunnel on the mid list at $100 a year, build a 90-day re-engagement sequence, and then forget about it. There you go. We have a prompt pack that does all of this, and we also have, I don't think it's been released yet, the newsletter and email plugin that does the whole thing as well. But there's no reason Chat and Cloud can't do these for you without having those things. Just tell it what you want it to write. And what I would do is share the voice of the pen name so that it stays kind of the same. So what they get is the same person speaking to them. Because if you read an email or something directly from me versus when, they are very, very different. That doesn't surprise me. But yeah, so everything works together. Everything can be done. Everything can be done in one day. There's no reason why you can't set this up in one day. And then just be done with it and let it go. And then you just pick different promos every month and you just substitute those out once a month. Plain and simple. Set it up and let it work. That's the whole thing. Does anyone have any questions? There's like 50 million things that we've discussed. I'm trying to see if I have any. Oh, there is going to be a PDF. I actually did this one into a PDF with like a checklist of what to do. So, all the different pieces, all the different parts, all the different things. There is a PDF checklist on top of this whole thing. I do not. So the question is, do you use Claude and Chrome and let it work inside your MailerLite? The answer is no, because it doesn't work very well for me. It didn't. They might have fixed it, but I don't know if it's because I have different email lists. But yeah, it was a lot quicker for me just to set up the template and then do it, and then just copy and paste all the text. And I actually prefer Chat to write for me. My marketing on that part. Chat is definitely better at writing my emails. than Claude is. Claude is very technical and kind of bland on marketing. He's a better partner for me to build everything. Um, he and I discuss a lot of things like, what are we going to do here? What should we do here? Like last night, he had me go over on GitHub to go take a look at different sequences that we could figure out. And so we did all that. He's like, "Oh, look, here's this one. You can pull this one and you can make it yours. You're like 80% there. There's only a couple pieces, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, "Okay, let's do that." Um, Whereas you've got chats like the happy-go-lucky, do, 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 we're going to send this out today. Yay, confetti type thing. And that's what I want in my emails. I want the confetti. I want the people to want to open it. It's like confetti and glitter without having glitter all over your house. It's kind of wonderful. So I really use Claude a lot for planning, chats a lot for do my marketing stuff. Chat's just better at it. And I don't know if any of the other ones have any other ways to connect. Yeah, so if the thing is that if you do a swap or something like that, but promoting other people's books on there, it's making one of the things I realized when I started doing it is besides the fact that it can really grow if you pick good ones, it can grow your email list so quickly. And by just adding the links at the bottom there and then talking about your books, but you're like, oh, by the way, here's these other things here. So that's very helpful. You're not just saying, hey, look at this person's book. I mean, did you read the book that you're swapping with or the author that you're swapping with? I mean, if it sucks and you've already committed to swap with them, my God. I don't want to send that to my readers. I like my readers. My readers are my readers. So that's my sacred little space that I've built for them. So by throwing out the little clicks at the bottom, it's not going to freak them out. It's not going to feel pushy. It's kind of an oh by the way. Here's some other books that you might not have seen these. You might not have seen these books to get them for free. You might not have seen a way to get these books for free. People like free stuff. So that's all it is. And it works very, very well. Like I said, when I first started, I did like 10. I think the highest one I went up to was over 20. I did in 1 month. And I think that was way too many, but I also divided them into groups. Your thing on your email list, and this goes for anyone with an email list, is that is yours. This is something that they can't take away from you. So if you start and if you give me a book and that book is awful, I'm going to second guess your judgment. I mean, either you didn't check it out and read it yourself, and I'm going to know that because the book is just like that right now, right? Because I'm like, did you really read this book? Did you take a look at it? There's certain books that I've seen that like, and I've gotten emails where the people you can tell that they've swapped with another one, and one of them, the cover was so awful. I could not believe that this person had put this cover on in their email. And she paid for covers, and I knew she paid for covers. And I know specifically who she pays for covers now, but years ago, I didn't know her in a personal capacity, but now I've talked to her and stuff, and I'm like, why the hell would you promote that type of a book where the cover was just shit? Where you have these beautiful covers where you're not even comparing apples to apples. And I guess it was a friend of hers or something like that. I'm like, but it made me second guess you on everything else. And that was questionable. So that's the sort of thing you really have to think about. And if you're doing an author swap, really pay attention to who it is, which is why I don't do them. Yeah, your credibility can be out the window in less than 5 minutes. And that can cause someone to unsubscribe. And that could be someone that subscribed for years. It takes 2 seconds to lose a person. And it could be just a phrase that you use or anything like that. So it's not worth it. Just a keyboard that you plug in tomorrow. Oh, that would be fun. No, I don't need anything else, Jason. No, I am not buying any more computer equipment. I have the Mac Mini over there going and it's running. This is the MacBook Plus. Next to the Mac Mini is a gaming laptop. Next, in 2 weeks, when I teach Scroll Stopper, that's on the gaming laptop up north. I don't need anything else. No. Bad, Jason. Seriously. And it's bad enough I've got other people talking to me about this sort of thing. Even Joe was like, "Well, do you need?" And I said, "No, I do not need. I do not need." Because he's like, "Do you want a bigger Mac Mini?" And I'm like, "No." So, do we have any more email questions before Jason tries to stop sell me more stuff? He's already trying to get me to move into the villages. So, and he doesn't even live there. Do we have any more email related before I hit stop on the thing? All right, guys. Then I will go ahead and close it tonight and turn that off. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the group. I'll go ahead and put a chat that goes underneath. The recording will be up a little bit later, and the PDF will be up later. All right. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a great night. Go away, Jason. Okay, guys, have a great night. I'll talk to you guys later.